matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Rodgers going to the air to start things out. Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the...
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 15. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 15. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another run with Sanders. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Sanders. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
First down carry by Sanders. Well defensed as they'll hold him to just a couple. Second down coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
19 right.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Packers pick it up. There he goes left side. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. At the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a 1-score game.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They'll run with Sanders. 98 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as his guys are able to extend their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. after the touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Rodgers. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Second down, back to Sanders. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 176 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Ready? Check. Don't say nothing.
Here's Sanders. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that they don't start to slow him down. It's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal?
Ready, break. All day, every day, any day.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate